NBA villains. I've known a few. I've seen a few. When you think about it, you probably think Draymond is probably the current villain. You've seen KD wear that cape for a while, obviously for different reasons. But Giannis has been tripping lately. From the incident he had with the reporter.
In the paint, hey man, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. I'm being honest with you.
To yesterday's game, I'm not saying he intentionally went on Jason Tatum's foot, but he's done it before. No foul call. Jason Tatum took offense to it and obviously said, he needs to be protected. Could have been out for a long time. Elbowing Jaylen Brown and then giving him the too fast or too slow whoop. I'm just saying right now, if someone did that to me, that's an offense for a slap. But we're definitely gonna keep the peace. But this weird behavior isn't very surprising. I mean, Giannis has a track record of doing some questionable stuff if you look back, and obviously, I think the way this team has been playing, it might be driving him a little crazy. He might be tripping a little bit. 2-8. They beat the two record-wise worst teams in the league, Philly being one and Utah being the other. Middleton's hurt, coming off double ankle surgery. He hasn't been available. Brook Lopez is getting older. Portis, his numbers are down from last year. Giannis and Dame are playing great, but are they a good duo together? Obviously the Jrue Holiday loss has been very big and understated, but it's been a tough start for the Milwaukee Bucks thus far. Which brings me to my next question. And I'm not trying to stir no shit up, but you've heard whispers, the weird behavior. Is Giannis want out of Milwaukee? Small market team. He's won of a championship. He's won of an MVP. His brother's not in that locker room right now. Doc Rivers was, hailed to be the savior. His record is 19-27 in the past two seasons as the Bucks head coach. When you think Adrian Griffin was 30-11 and let go, Bud got them a championship, and then he was let go 2 years after that. So Giannis has done a lot of great things for the city of Milwaukee, kept them relevant for a while. But obviously this past year, Giannis had to watch his former teammate and running mate, Jrue Holiday, win an NBA title with Boston. So the question to me, as I bring in my brother Trevor Ariza, Trev, under 30, MVP, world champion. Obviously, the team wouldn't move him. This is strictly a Giannis decision. Do you see, could Giannis's time just mentally be up in Milwaukee?
From the looks of it, it looks like it. But to me personally, he's just on bunk right now.
He's on bunk. I have a question. So if a motherfucker elbowed you and then gave you the too fast, what would you do? Probably similar to what I do.
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Like I said, he's on bunk. He's doing uncharacteristic things.
Right.
He's doing things more than likely out of frustration.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that's no excuse. A player who's a former MVP, a player who knows what it takes to get to the championship and win. You got to find ways to help your team win, because the way that they're playing right now, it falls on him.
Best player.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still early. I mean, we're 10 games in the season, so I hate when people are drastic. The season's over. They need to try. I'm not saying all that, but do you see light at the end of the tunnel? The East is really up in the air right now. I think only 2 or 3 teams are above 500. So there's obviously still time for them to turn this around. But the pieces, Brook Lopez is getting older. They lost some key pieces, whether it be Jrue Holiday, the PJ Tucker from that championship team, Middleton, double ankle surgery. He was that consistent Robin to Giannis's Batman. Although Dame's playing really well, they don't seem as compatible as you thought they would maybe. So if Giannis does decide to say, hey, my time is up here, Trev, let's take a look at a few teams that possibly could have something for him. Obviously Paul touched on the OKC situation. Chet just got hurt, but Chet's having a great season. Jalen Williams, that to me is a future all-star, and they have a ton of picks, so that could potentially be a situation. Could you see Giannis playing side by side with SGA?
Man, I could see Giannis is one of those players you can just put anywhere. But again, if you trade him, you're gonna have to trade your mom. You have to trade every player on
Well,
the
if
team.
you think about it, what Bridges got, what, 5? Did Bridges get 5 first-round picks, right?
Yeah.
And that's no knock, but that's just with them. So if Bridges is 5, I'm thinking Giannis is your daughter, your son. Those 2 houses, those 2 off-season houses.
Exactly.
Like
So,
it's,
and are you willing to give part ways with everything that you got? I don't know. And to me, Oklahoma City has been on the verge of doing good things with the way that they draft and
trade,
the way that they trade.
they built the right way.
Yeah.
Houston, obviously Sengun kind of came out of nowhere, but is a fixture in this league. He just got a big deal. Jalen Green and all his talent, they have picks that can possibly be a running mate. And then you see the San Antonios with a lot of young talent. Golden State, is a team we're going to talk about in a second. But obviously they didn't sign Kuminga to the extension. He wanted a max, and they didn't feel like he was at a max. But they have him hand picks. Again, I hate the overreaction. It's 10 games this season. Right. By no means are we saying this, but just kind of keep your eye on that situation as his frustration continues to grow and them not playing well. Does the coach, Doc's got $40 million on his deal. Again, this will be a situation where Giannis has say, hey, Milwaukee, I've given you my champ, I've given you a championship, I've given you MVP, I've given you my heart. It's time for me to make a move. So we'll pay attention to what happens out there in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh man.
I want you guys to get involved right here. So if Giannis said, hey, I'm up, I want to get out of here, I want you guys to tell me in the comments what team he should go to and what they should trade for him.
What up, y'all? I want to tell you guys about our newest sponsor, Tommy John.
Trust me, you want to hear this.
We've all had a day ruined by some bad underwear.
Whether you're riding up, itchy, or worse, bad underwear always leads to a bad day.
Ever since Tommy John sent me a care package, that's all I've been wearing.
Tommy John's underwear is silky soft and breathable.
What you put in your pants matters. That's why I've been rocking with Tommy John.
Elevate your day with Tommy John. Find them at your local Dick's Sporting Goods.
Or visit dicks.com/TJ and start your day off right with Tommy John.
Great days start with great underwear.